Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Resilient with your host, me, Wintertooth100. And in today's episode, we are going to be working on Snow Temple. Until we find a better name anyway. Until we find a better name, it is Snow Temple, and this is what we're going to be working on today. In fact, I even have Camera Bear up and running. He is on the server, and in fact, he's sitting in the sky right about there-ish, somewhere. And I am planning to, and hopefully it works out, get a time-lapse going for us for the next bit of this build. It is probably, if you compare them side by side, it's probably the tallest bit of the castle, but it is not the tallest actual part, because the tower that it's probably taller than sits on top of another section, so it gets the added height of this section added to it. Get out of here, I'll beat you to death with my bed. Alright, so let's hop right into it, shall we? I want to get this next bit done, so we gotta do this bit of the building, this square section, which is what we're gonna do for the time lapse. Then there's three other sections. There is a tower right here on this corner, small one. Technically there's this bit squares off, but I can't square it off till I get the size of that one we're gonna time lapse. But there's the tower here, and then coming off of right off the edge of this, so not centered on it, there's another little section that pokes out, and then right off of this there is a round circular piece of it. So there's a few sections we gotta do, but we're gonna focus on doing this big tall one over here, and I can't imagine any reason why we should take any longer than I'm taking right now, so let's roll that time lapse.
I'll be watching. Have you made up your mind?
Oh boy, I sure hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse. It took a long time. Those towers have a lot of detail in them, and therefore they take a ton of time to put together. But if we move on from there, because they take such a long time to do, it gives me a ton of time to think about it. Look at this scale. Look at the scale of this thing. This is ridiculous. Look how big this is. Like if I had Optifine, I could zoom and it would, like that's how far away you would see. Like, but because they're so big and it takes so much time to actually do, I have tons of time to think about where we're going to take this project. Because if you recall from the last episode, I did mention that the backside of this castle isn't completely worked out yet. There's sections of it that are kind of not missing, but just more lacking. And from my time thinking about it, I was able to come up with a few ideas that I think are going to be pretty cool. If we kill this guy real quick, we're going to want to light up some of these areas. Like, technically, this area, I like this. This is one of my favorite areas. It's outside, and there is no roof on it. You can see the sky through there, because there's no roof on this section. Technically, this is outside. But we know that this front piece we did, this front facade, is a larger section. It comes out, probably, if I had to guess, I think right along this path, like right along in here, I think. And it'll continue out for just a short ways, and the original design had it just kind of squaring off like this, and then there was like this back bit that was open, and I didn't have anything beyond this point. There's also, I mentioned this as well, there's a back corner. This is 5-block gap, and it's the same tower that we have in the, that's loud. Let's knock that out. It's the same tower that we have in the front, the same two front things, so I could slot that in real quick. In fact, I might do it between this little section and the next cut. But we have that for sure is plotted out. That mostly is figured out. And there's also a section that comes out in this little part and wraps back around this way. And I think I'm actually nailing exactly where the pillars go. It might be one longer and come out this far. That is possible. I don't remember, and it's hard to tell without looking at the reference image. And it gets as tall as just about the height of that window. It just covers that window up right there. But apart from those are these predetermined things. Oh, and there's a circly bit right in this general area. Apart from those things that we know go here for sure, I was trying to think of ways to improve this thing. We obviously want to make this functional for an adventure map, for an actual temple. And without going into too many specifics, because I myself am not 100% on it, but if we do things like maybe this door, we know it's going to be an outside bit. Maybe this is how we get to a little separate tower in the wall or something, and that's, maybe that contains, like a key for one of the rooms or something. Let's see if I can hit this guy. Oh yeah. And then going this way is how you get into this area, and then this maybe can do some zigzagging back and forth between this tower and this one, and so you actually have to go in and out of both of them to make your way to the top. And perhaps there's a thing we hide up here, right? And this main open area would probably be just like you walk in and maybe there's this cool something that you see. I don't know. I don't know. And then I was thinking for this tower and this tower, they would be really big rooms that had a very open feel to them, possibly. And we can maybe think of some kind of puzzle that involves height, or we could even do maybe, because there's I wouldn't say waterfalls because they would freeze in this biome, but we could do things that actually involve height. Instead of doing everything on the horizontal plane, we can also incorporate the vertical plane, because these towers are just so big, and because they're so tall more than they are wide, I think it's in our best interest to incorporate their height more than their open field. Because imagine walking, like say this is the front door, you walk in, this is the size of the whole room, and if we want to create floors, I probably wouldn't have all these windows be accessible from the inside. Like maybe there'll be one or two where you can come up and be like, oh hey, look, I actually see a view, and maybe we can use that as like, oh, I see a place that I'm supposed to be that I couldn't see from anywhere else. You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm looking forward to, is trying to figure out how to turn these into really fun puzzles. But the thing that really stood out to me was that we have a lot of height. And I don't want to lose the height. I don't want to stop building the height, because the height's part of it that's, you know, really, really neat about this particular build. But we need more horizontal, because yes, the height's cool, but if this was the end of it right here, I mean, watch how long it takes me to walk from one end of the temple to the other. Yes, I know it's a little bit of a pausey moment. Oh no, there we go, we're at the front door. What was that, 5 seconds of sprinting at best? Like, that's kind of tiny, actually, despite its height. So I'm thinking, I know this thing's going to have walls around it, and so we're going to have to incorporate those, and we can do stuff with that as well. But I'm thinking when we come out this back here, we can create like a little like balcony area, perhaps, and it descends down into like a courtyard, and then we can do some stuff in the courtyard and like have separate buildings that come across and are like for actual like the servants housing. Like if this was, you know, we take this in the context of an actual castle, and they'd only be accessible through the courtyard. So then we'd actually could incorporate a puzzle where we need to get access to the courtyard, and those could be what gets us out here. You know, we could do something like that. So considering that right here is as far as this place has been actually built, beyond what I know is going to be built to look like what, I would say once that's 100% complete, that'll put us at like 30% complete with the facade of this place. Alright, I don't mean to ramble, so let me do a quick little cut here. I'm gonna install this tower, and we'll come back as soon as I have this put in, because I think this will help us be able to visualize some of this back stuff. So I will be right back. Alright, let's try to wrap this episode up real quick, shall we? I went through and I kind of made a little schematic of things and places that might have builds to them, and I filled them in with slabs so we get an idea of like which buildings are what. There are 3 of these square bits right here, which will be these exact towers. So there's one here, there's one on the far side over there, and there's one over in this corner right there. So the idea, or at least what's going through my mind right now, is possibly there'd be some kind of exit right here to the main courtyard right here. And we can, once we get these buildings up, then we can add things like hedgerows or whatever, and make some pathways inaccessible via coming out of this door. And we can block off something maybe over here, so you have to run around. So if we actually go this way, and we go through this door over here, we could possibly do a thing where the only way through to this side would be to wrap around this way and come down in through here, and then would be on the other side of this hedge. So we could actually divide this thing and make it kind of a maze. We could possibly even do something where we go in here and it works our way into this tower over here and possibly drops us off. You know, we can hide something back here, but then like using this entranceway, maybe we can flip some kind of switch which will open up like some kind of doorway through the hedges, so we can come right back around. And then when we come back out this doorway, all of a sudden there's a new pathway open that goes this way, and we can basically manipulate this courtyard to be like the crux, like the main puzzle. Like this will be the way that provides us with each building's entrance or what have you, but we have to activate the areas from different areas within this snow temple. That's what I have in my mind anyway. I kind of see this line right here and this one looking like very similar buildings, and then in the corner here where this extra large square is, we could have another really big tower kind of like this, at least like in size wise, but maybe not identical or anything. And then we could do something pretty cool over here. The idea, of course, is to see if we can get off the ground. Haha, there we are, up in the air. The idea, of course, is so that when we are entering from the front, we can hopefully, let's just get over here and turn around. Ooh, I always get a lag spike when Joe enters. The idea is to hopefully see some of these towers from the front of it. So we're like coming into the place, and we can see some of these towers vaguely, like how these trees are silhouetted. Like hopefully we can see some of those towers as we're coming in. And yeah, that's my goal right now in my head. I'm just kind of building this in a way that I think is going to facilitate being able to accommodate puzzle rooms and things of that nature, and places that we can hide things, and little secret passageways, you know, all that stuff to make an adventure map fun. So that's kind of what I'm plotting on right now, and I'm gonna keep working on it. But that's gonna be it for today's episode, guys. We actually got a lot of work done, even though, yeah, the video's a little shorter. It's coming up on 20 minutes, so yeah, that's a pretty regular sized video for me. But that tower did take a long time to build, so we're gonna wrap that up so I can get this video uploaded so you guys can actually be watching it. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.